Well, thanks for being here, guys. The hype is incoming. Good to see you all in chat. I'm just gonna try and get our man Mixer in on this one. Okay, so Mixer cannot make tonight. It is me and just me. It's me, my friend, and I. Fire in the booth. Yeah, boys. This is the Swedish Racing League. It's back. Comes around quicker every week, I swear. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the pro Mixter co-commentator in today. He's otherwise engaged on family commitments, which is good a reason as any. All right. Sounds like a lobby reset, which sounds like we've got some cars on track. So welcome along, guys. Welcome to round 2 of season 14. I have to be pretty switched on here because the outlap of Brands Hatch Indy takes less than a minute. In fact, our top time so far in previous qualifying sessions, which is something to bear in mind, is a 43.7 from Kettinen and a 44.1 from Rob Fisken. So 43.7 is the current target and time to beat. Imagine. Oh, imagine. Oh, dude. Our first contender tonight is Egerlanders. There's going to be quite a few laps in this 10-minute session. We usually only see 3 to 4 flying laps with a pit stop in there to freshen up the tyres. So 43.9. It's a good opening there. And as you can expect, the gaps are going to be minuscule. So Fire currently the fastest with a 43.6. Erdin 0.022 off that mark. We're looking at Fire. Let's see if he hasn't got a better lap in there. Erdin 0.2 down. Swoyle currently in third, not improving. Nobody seems to be putting in a better second lap yet. Not an improvement from West. Let's keep an eye on T5 Black here. Yet to see which car is the strong runner. I mean, it's, as the track is named, it's a very Indy shaped, almost oval like infield track here. Heavy on the right hand corners, which is going to really play into the tyre wear situation. And we've got a best here from T5. Is he going to run this lap out? Surely it's worth a run here. .43.69, that's just enough to go into third. 3 minutes down here, we've still got a good 5.5 minutes left to qualify. Now we've got Erden and Fire here on outlaps. Now Tornroth might be on a flyer. He isn't faster at the moment, so we're going to focus on Fire. Now Fire with a pretty strong double win last week at Autopolis, for those who were here. Very dominant display. Now both he and Erdin are about to kick off their next flying lap. Close together on track. Erdin potentially with the slipstream here. I don't know if that's going to equate to a lot. We know the start-finish straight might be worth a shot there, but on such a technical tight track, does the slipstream offer much in terms of pace? It's not an improvement from Erdin. Fire, neither. Who dives into the pit? Swoyle here in the McLaren. How's that running here? Currently 0.147 off the pace. Only a 1/10.5 in it. It's a 43.7, it's better, but he's still a 10th out. Such a fine margin here. Egeland is still looking strong there in 5th. Is he putting in a better lap? No, he's already 6th, 10th down here. We're not looking for an improvement there. West. You'd think the RX with its stable handling at least going to show strong here. 43.78. 2/10 off. And Erdin, we've seen go pole. He's taken the lead from Fire. We didn't see on the cameras. He must have hooked up that next lap. And T5 Black gets us into the 43.5s. Superb work, both he and Erdin. So now we're looking at Fire. Can Fire respond? We know he's got pace. That Beetle's been showing strongly. We have seen a BOP update in the game since the last race. We're also going to be seeing ballast. So Fire with a 6% ballast with that double win last week. Again chooses to pit, not hooking the lap up yet. Swoyle over the line. Doesn't go better. Is this the beginning of a flying lap now though? Let's go on board with Swoyle. Oh, it's marginal 0.02 off his best time here. He's going to need the run of his life through this double left middle sector. Kink to the left, to the right, nearly flat, but immediately into the braking zone. And almost immediately back to cycle through another lap. We've got 3 minutes left, guys. This is another 5 or so laps to get down here. It's not enough. T5 still holds his pole position from Erdin. Erdin now followed by Fire. Both of these two gunning now for that pole position. There is literally nothing between them. It's a best for Erdin. Now Fire does have a toe, but with the 6% weight ballast from the last race, I think we'd be really doing some work to to jump these guys. Erdin running without any ballast, so P9 in the last race for Erdin. So is he looking to improve drastically? Here's Pole. He gained all the time in that final sector. He was green the whole way around, so that puts T5 into P2. What a lap from Erdin. I just thought it was a self-improvement, but has T5 Black got a response in him? Oh, they're exchanging pole positions. T5 Black in with the 43.4. He's just taken a 10th out of that. Now Fire looks to have either been on an outlap or have made a mistake, so we're not going to see a response there. Erdin is in no position there to set another lap. Fantastic stuff. What's West going to do? West are P2 finished the last race, so another strong name in the series, but no, nothing there. We've got an outlap for Egerlanders. Abramson, we haven't seen him yet in the Ferrari, but doesn't look to be on track yet for a hot lap. Let's go and look at Fearpennon here. He's a 10th down, but he's 0.5 of a second off the pace. So that could still... He's slightly up in the middle sector. Now how's the run? Now the Honda on its tyres here could prove to be a bit of a battle on an... I think it's 80 laps today, guys. Yeah, T5 is flying. That response to Erdin was really something. I thought Erdin had edged it there. We've still got 10 seconds left, so we've still got laps to complete. Erdin over the line. It's just starting a final lap. Let's keep an eye on him soon. Same with Fire. These are the guys gunning for pole at the moment. Swoyle. Is this a flyer? It's not enough. So it's down to Erdin and Fire, and potentially West. Now we've got a green time from Erdin. He's going to need to carry that momentum through. We've got yellow flags. I don't know what happened to Fire there. Is he still on that? Fire maybe just ahead. Let's keep an eye on both of these. We've got greens from Erdin. Fire, first of the two over the line. Fire takes second. 0.02, and Erdin lost all momentum at the end. Really close call there. So of the 10 who have entered this quali session, 0.6 of a second separates the whole field, with Tornroth intense. SSGr3 there, closely in 9th. And look, it's half a tenth at best between everybody. Fearpennon didn't improve on 8th. Abramson 7th. Egerlanders claiming 6th after a pretty strong opening lap. But the likes of West, Swoyle, Erdin, Fire, and pole position for T5. Fantastic lap from him. Really, even the response from Fire was not enough. The only guy to get in the low 43.4s. In fact, the only guy in the 43.4s, if my maths is reliable. Right, we're on an 84 lap race tonight. 84 laps, count them, plus a formation lap. Fire, our winner in the previous rounds, carrying a 6% weight penalty. West carrying 2%, having got second place. And Fearpennon not qualifying so well here after getting third in the last race. Now Solon, I haven't seen. Has he got a time down? I have no record of Solon at the moment, so yet to know whether he's going to be racing, and if so, where we're going to see him. Alright, let's take 5. We're going to wait for the race lobby to be built. As always, welcome if you just joined. This is the Swedish Racing League. We're on round 2 of season 14. Last week saw a double sprint race at Autopolis, which gave us plenty to shout about. TL1 Fire taking a double win in that Beetle. Difficult to show you the cars at the moment when they're not circulating, so I'm just going to see if we can catch someone who's on track. We've got a Swoil. Swoil's doing the demo. The race fans in you will know that the track is named largely after iconic British drivers. And for those of you who don't, we're coming down to Graham Hill Bend. Tricky left-hander braking zone is not a straight line, and the track does fall away, so you get two wheels on the gravel there really isn't a recovery. Surtees. Very fast left into the right flick, and then Clearways takes us round onto Clark Curve, named after Jim Clark. Nice demo lap there. Good job, Swoil. So I think this is going to be an absolute handful to watch today. The lap time itself being less than a minute is really going to exaggerate the strategy with different pit stops cycling through. So at all times I'm going to be left clueless as to where people are really shaking out, because there could be a lot of traffic as guys fall in and out of sequence. We've seen it happen anyway across large tracks, so it's going to be fascinating to see how the guys deal with that. I'm going to assume there's no ghosting, however, I could be wrong, so we'll check that as the race takes place. So what do we think is the car for the track? We get the results up here. We can look at the balance. So the Beetles showing strongly. Okay, we've lost the game. I'm going to have to read it on a freeze frame. R8 looking good. The MR cars showing well here, but the Beetles seem to be edging the field. Even a 6% ballasted fire. Staying at the head of things. Alright, we are about to go racing. The first race I've spectated at Brands Hatch Indy. I'm familiar with seeing the full circuit layout. It's a common round of the FIAs in Gran Turismo. A well-known and loved circuit by some. The Indy layout, however, more like a touring car, British touring car round. So you're joining me for the 14th season of this Swedish Racing League. It started as a bunch of, literally a handful of racers self-organising themselves in a league. And it's kind of just evolved from there. We're now 14 seasons in. We have 3 tiers of drivers. So we've got Lobby A, B and C. You're watching Lobby A tonight, as always. So the fastest of the bunch. The points, however, do run down through all 3 lobbies. So if you were to retire in Lobby A, then that brings more points down into Lobby B and Lobby C. So every position is kind of worth fighting for. Now the first 8 starters will need to start on the medium tyre. That gives the second half of the field a chance to play a slight twist on the strategy. But this season the super soft tyre only has 1 stint per race, so they've got to choose their moment wisely, and we already saw at Autopolis the timing of that stint can make or break a race depending on clean air you get to run. Now, clean air at this circuit, a tight Indy layout, going to be non-existent, so I'm expecting a fair bit of action, a fair few cars struggling to stay facing the right way. But we've seen a lot of respect for racing in this series, so hopefully nothing too drastic. The A final room is here. Thank you. Thanks, Swoil. Good luck to you. Good luck to everyone. Who is the host, Swoil? Is it you? Ah, yeah, it's appeared. It's game seems just a little slow tonight. We're going to try and bring you the best of the action here. It's going to be kicking off at all angles. Shout out to Mixter, who can't be here this evening, but hopefully he'll be back with us next week. Seeing a few bumps and glitches in the game at the moment. Worrying times for Gran Turismo. I've just joined the lobby and it's showing me the menu screen. I'm going to restart that bad boy. Hopefully a reboot will get us in there. So thanks for your patience. Swoil there has given us the final standing. So T5 Black confirmed on pole position, which we thought. Now Chio, a time we hadn't seen before. He's joining TSR teammate on the front row. Awesome stuff. So that leaves Fire and Gravender. On the second row there. Kettinen and Swoil will be taking the third row. Scanningen. So many of these guys posting times before today. Really close stuff. Scanningen and Erdin. West. So West has got some work to do today after his P3 last week. Although, no, sorry. Third overall based on last week. I don't mean to confuse. Alright, we're rejoining this lobby. Let's get in there. Let's get some action. And then look out for Tubber, Axel and Stiligadan, who are going to be starting from the back, but That first corner at Brands Hatch. Panic Hill Ben known to claim a car or two. So yeah, my apologies. West second overall in the standings after last week. Europen third in the standings. Solon fourth, who I've not yet seen here today. And Egerland is in fifth. T5 Black starting on pole today, currently sixth in the championship. So huge, huge moment for him to gain some ground again here. Let's bring you guys back on the track. And then we're away. Thank you for the follow. Just before the grid is set. Hey Lionessi, good to see you in here. Hey MSX. Nice to meet you too. I recognised your name. Thanks so much. It's good to have you in here. Yeah, good luck to everyone tonight. It should be a decent watch. It's gonna keep me crazy busy. But I don't mind that. Alright, back on track. Let's go. Welcome along. Great to have you all. Get in that booth. It's just me tonight. The wonderful words of Mixter will be back with us hopefully next week. He's away transporting his family. So you're left with just one plum tonight. We have got a returning Fire who is going to be starting on the second row today. The Fire has got his work cut out if he wants the kind of dominant lead he showed he was able to pull out in the first race. This could be a very different dynamic here. Stili Gadan, we didn't see him qualify. He'd already set a time before the broadcast, but him and his fellow Jaguar driver West both in the top split here. Lobby A. Alright. 85 laps on the chart. 84 of those are going to be race laps. I'm glad to hear you're hooked on it, guys, because I get pretty hyped every week when I realise it's already come around. Style is Stili Gadan, is that right? He is here, look, he is here. He'll be starting on the back row or the second to last row. He just wasn't in the qualifying session because some of these guys take part in an earlier session, which I don't see. So there's a little bit of catching up on my part to do as we go along. So Kettenen teammates with T5 and Chio, I believe. There we go. So they're your core Beetle runners along with Fire. And I believe Erdin, also a Beetle runner, running the Hard Rock livery this week. Lovely work. To Egerlanders, I think maybe the sole Audi in the group. Good to see that car here in competition. It's a very competitive car in the game. Fear not, Troller. We have a Stili Gadan. There's Fire as mentioned in the monster liveried Beetle. Looking great there. The West. Interesting to see how the paint job compares with Stili Gadan here. I think it's that accent of purple or green that really determines how the cars look. So that's how to tell them apart if we can't see the names. Now, we have got Tubbert in this week, so that is a second Audi on the grid. Good to see, and it looks like a team Audi alongside Egerlanders, who's now car 4. Yeah, so the yellow tint on Egerlanders, a blue tint on Tubbert. Axel, who showed in the second race last week, joining Lobby A again this week. Great job by him. We saw him battling pretty much consistently through the Autopolis round 2. So actually, this really is round 3. My maths today has been absent. I think this counts as round 3. We'll have to Photoshop out all the graphics I showed. Whoops. Sorry. I'm just wondering if Gravender is the sole Ferrari now in the split. Let's see how far back we go. So scanning in the AMG. We know T5 running the Talisman Beetle. Swoil, we've seen in the McLaren. West we saw in the Jaguar. So yeah, there's Gravender in his Ferrari. Quite a high place starter today as well. P4 on the grid, so I'm pretty excited to see which of the manufacturers has the better run here. Who's going to bring the fight to the Beetles at the moment, which look very hooked up, but the BOP change might just change the balance of the race, especially over 80 laps, 84 laps. MSX is joining ACC this week. I'll be with you on it tomorrow, hopefully, in terms of being on stream with it. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to bringing it to the stream and just getting to grips with some new cars, new tracks, different driving dynamic. This tonight is the ever loved GT Sport. Just about the finest bit of racing we can get on the PlayStation at the moment, but that's all to be challenged. Sounds like there's good hype. Ready? Swoil is asking. Swoil is hyped. I think it's good. I think we're there. Bang on 7:30. Yeah, what a hit. The craziness has begun and we are not even on the start line. Many a yellow flag I fear in this one. Good luck to the guys keeping on the road. Look at, I mean, this is just a warm-up, but look at the battling we're going to have on here. Yeah, bring the hype. Hey, Mr. Flynn. Thanks for joining us, guys. So welcome to what I believe should be round 3 of the SRL. Troller might be driving Le Mans this Thursday in the Danish Racing League. Excellent stuff. Full respect. So today we have got a formation lap. We are 7 seconds and less away from that now. Get yourself comfy, guys, because these guys are going to be on the edge of their seats and I'm going to be on the edge of mine. Oh, Terwin. Sorry that you're having to skip, dude. What's your driver name, Terwin? Because I noticed we don't have Solon in here today. It's a formation lap, and then we're going to roll to green. Swoil giving it the go, go, go. We're here. We're live. It's the SRL Swedish Racing League, if you haven't been here before. Some of the fastest, including one of the fastest names carrying the Swedish flag in GT Sport. So it's T5 Black with a brilliant pole time, leading out his teammate Chio. This is the warm-up lap, guys, but it's not going to take long to get round. Quick look, Fire in third, the third Beetle on the grid there. Gravender the Ferrari. So can he disrupt the all Beetle front? And the Beetle parade continues with Kettenen, so that car clearly running well here. The guy's just keeping the heat in the tyres. It is not a long lap. Spoil, the head McLaren, not afraid of a battle. We know he's going to get stuck in. Scallingen with the AMG there in P7. Erdin, P8, another Beetle on the grid. Then it's West in the Jaguar, Egerlanders in the Audi. Teammate Tubber there. And then Axel and Stenigadan bringing up the back row, but we're gonna race back to the front because it's almost go time. Wait for them to cross the line. 84 more laps at one of the, if not the smallest real world circuit. That was Tsukuba, surely. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. We're gonna go green. It's a painfully slow start, but we're there. Really backed up the field. T5 almost making everybody wait, and it looks like the teammates side by side. Is it Chio? Chio with the lead. Manages to hold the line and keeps it into the hairpin. Fantastic moment. Kind of caught T5 over the line there, and I think it was a clean pass for the lead. I don't think there was a jump start there. Gravender in fourth, appearing to have an absolute train of guys ready to attack him. Kettenen holds fifth, Swoyle in sixth. It's a clean run. I can see no one at the back. Great start on such a tight track here. Extra for Law, thanks for joining us. We are... Oh, okay, we're in the pits already. There at least two leaders, possibly top three, have all gone in to get rid of those medium tyres. So they are going to be racing from the back here, immediately getting rid of the worst tyre of the compound in this race. We've got a move here. Is that Egerlanders? How is Egerlanders up to third? How on earth has he made that happen? I'm just going to see if I can see any action here. I mean, he's already done most of the work, but relentless charge from the Audi. Gets it done out of Paddock Hill Bend into the hairpin. Watch out for this man, he's moving quickly. The Gravender, leading the field, also elected to get rid of the mediums. So this race immediately changing shape. So it's now Swoyle and Egerlanders, I guess, making positions because of those early pit stops. I shouldn't get overexcited, but I've still got to say, there's been some good ground made up by a couple of these guys, not to take away their efforts. So Swoyle leads the field. He will still be on the forced medium tyre because he was in the top 8 at the start. Followed by Egerlanders. Egerlanders on the soft tyre. That would also explain why he was able to make that ground so aggressively and quickly. Let's go on board quickly. We're with West. And we'll keep an eye at the back here because the leaders are now on the chain of the field. So minimising their pit stop loss. But is that going to hold them up in traffic with the medium runners? Fascinating to see how this works at such a compact circuit. Down to the hairpin. So patient on the exit here. Braking with a slight kink left. Don't miss the apex. Use the width of the track on the outside. It looks like it's stabilising slightly at the front, but that won't be for long. So Chio, our leader alongside T5 Black, they're right on the tail of the field. But are they going to get mixed up in battles? Now, what has happened to Fire? Fire running right at the back of the grid here. Potentially taking on more fuel? Or has he lost time and come out behind a few more cars? It's really hard to see how that's going to pan out yet. We've now got Egerlanders in the lead. He has managed to get around Swoyle. That chain of cars at the front, Swoyle and West, still grouped together. Can we catch it? Is it going into turn one? He's already alongside, over the start-finish line, has half a car, and just beautifully keeps it on the inside. Swoyle giving the space needed. That's the way to survive that bend. Already out onto the next lap. Such is the pace of this circuit. Yeah, an incredible amount of laps. But the speed at which we eat away at them, we're already on lap 7, guys. So West and Swoyle are the current battlers, and there's contact. Swoyle's managed to keep it on the road. No ground made in the hairpin, but they couldn't be closer. Now, it takes a real dive here into Graham Hill Bend. It's not going to happen there. I think he may want to wait until the start-finish straight into Paddock Hill, but that's going to take some patience as well. Great exit, but gets the oversteer, but that has just allowed him to creep alongside. It's not enough. Let's keep an eye. This is the closest battle we've got at the front of the field. It's West hounding Swoyle at the moment. And then it's a chain of cars behind. Let's keep an eye on this though, because West gets the inside line. Now, is West a soft starting car? Yes, he is. So that's why we're seeing such an impressive run there, and also why maybe Swoyle not working too hard to slow these guys down. Now the action seems to be in the mid-pack here. Tubber having come through with the early pit stops of the leaders. Axel close behind, and it's T5 Black now making his way up to 6th. He was the pole sitter. He has got ahead of Chio. He's found his way back ahead of Chio. Welcome back, Crisscross. Good to have you in the room. So whether that's the team helping each other out, are they on different tyre compounds? It's softs on both cars at the moment, so nothing to separate them. Oh, into the hairpin. Just having a nose around the outside there, T5. He's keen to make the move on Axel. Axel at the moment also running the soft tyres, so won't be giving up easily. We're on board with Axel. Let's go on board here with T5. The Beetle showing such a strong pace here. The hype is here, guys. I see it in chat. We've got about 7 cars all in striking distance of each other here. It only takes a wheel off. We've got sparks flying out of turn 1. Paddock Hill. Back into the hairpin again. The cycle repeats. And look at this block, really. It's Egerlander's at the head of it. Is Egerlander's running? He's on softs. No, it's Tubber. I've got the wrong Audi there. It's Tubber. Egerlander's still way in the lead there. Managing to break away from the attentions of West. But West looks like he's bringing that gap down and has it under a second. Watch out for a battle there. Space for Swoyle. So Tubber leading the mid-pack here, and the 2 Beetles look like teammates side by side, and it's Chio back ahead of T5. These 2 trading positions faster than we can complete laps. Was there a move there? Out of the final corner. Yeah, he just got it alongside. This seems to be the opportunity. All about the exit. Holds it together, gets the move done, and no unnecessary fighting from teammates there. Tricky to know where to look here. Huge fight going on. Not ideal for Chio or T5 Black at the moment, because they are losing time to the 2 breakaway leaders. Swoyle may have got latched onto by Axel and Tubber here, and if so, may lose that advantage for staying out a little longer. That is assuming that Swoyle is on the medium tyres. He is. Oh, we've seen a move there, I think. Erdin on Stiligadan, just about getting it done. I'm going to try and track that on a replay. Did he keep it clean enough? Let's try and bring you a closer replay, guys. There we go. So it didn't look like it was on. There wasn't a move there, and just a very, very opportunistic. Whoa, it was forceful. It was on the verge of a push and run there. Mr. Flynn, thank you so much. Dropping 40 bits in the channel. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you for joining the bit crew tonight. Kicking things off in style, mate. Thank you so much. So Tubber, a little space now, because we have got Chio hounding Axel there in the sole Peugeot in this lobby. Looks like the Beetle has the most aggressive corner exit at the moment. There really isn't much track space to make the most of that opportunity. I'm going to try and find where Fire is running. He's, I think, maybe down in P9, 10, 11. So Fire not getting the run of the course at the moment. He's still in touch with the leading While the initial leaders, who are Chio and T5, having made early pit stops, so they are further back than they appear. However, Egerlanders West making a breakaway group, and this could change the whole shape of the race. There's the move. Chio gets it done. Looked like it was coming, and T5 Black follows him through. Clean work. And Mr. Flynn, gift sharing in the chat. Thank you, dude. He's gifted a tier 1 sub. Riducat, a very, very deserved recipient of the gift sub. Thank you for the emote also, my man. Absolutely flying tonight. Thank you, dude. It's great to have you in the channel, my man. So Egerlanders and West, further apart than they were. It almost looks as though West had a moment that's taken him out of the slipstream. So these two will benefit from a little bit of clean air. Get those emotes out, guys. More emotes than laps at the moment, and I'm loving it. We're 15 down already though. This is gonna go by fast. Tubber now on the defensive because we've got Chio and T5 Black, who has got past his teammate once again, not afraid to battle these two. What an awesome fight we're seeing here. Let's look back from T5. It looks like Chio is settling. But importantly, Fire still a few cars back, not showing the ability to run in the clean air at the moment. Could that hamper his race on the soft tyres? The guys ahead, having used their medium tyre, may be going a bit more aggressive later in the race. It was a random gift. Well in. Well chosen, no less, by the randomizer. Yeah, I should point out, MSX, Fire does have 6% ballast, which will explain, oh, we've had enough. I'll come back to it. Let's see if we can catch that, guys. I don't know if I've got the shot here for you. It's Axel. Let's track this. He's dropped down to P8, so he's obviously had a chain of cars go through after the Talisman cars made it by. It's coming into the final corner. He gets 2 wheels off on the entry and just can't stop the car after that. It's a brutal corner. No contact that I could see from that angle. Well, there you go. It's paid forward from Speed, who started the chain. It all counts, guys. Thank you for your generosity to others in the channel. It's great to bring new faces in. It's great to reward the guys who consistently show up. And we've got consistent battling. We've got 3 cars fighting on the start-finish straight. On to lap 18, I think, now. It's Tubber in the thick of it, trying to keep it clean with Chio, but Erdin smelling an opportunity, and I think is going to make it stick. We saw him with the late move there before, but much cleaner this time. Yeah, the 6% ballast of Fire really showing here, I think. Just probably lacking in the acceleration zone, which he's going to need to get any kind of move done here. West also carrying 2%, I believe. In terms of other ballast, Fearpennen, who I actually can't see in the running at the moment, maybe didn't make the top split, and Solon also not in this race. So Egerlanders running ballast free. So really the ballast is Fire and West to watch in this race. Let's keep an eye on this lead. So West, as we just said, carrying ballast, probably struggling a little to be as nimble as the Audi through here, but doing a cracking job. He's made those, he is on softs, so Egerlanders also on soft, so I'm mistaken in thinking they're medium runners anymore. These guys still running the soft tyre. They will have to use a medium later, I believe, but I'm not sure if it's mandatory. Unfortunately, Mixter isn't here to confirm or confound my thoughts today, so you'll have to deal with my my speculation at the moment. And Erdin now looking inside Swoil. This seems to be where he can make the move. He's getting a great run down turn 1, Panakill Ben. Seems to get the exit hooked up. Let's go on board the Hard Rock machine. And just look how close it is behind. We've got, I believe, Axel off the back there. There is another car slightly adrift. That's a late move. Swoyle with the heads-up driving sees it coming and kind of saves himself a huge moment there. That's a one-way ticket to the back if you get caught up there. So now Chio, sensing that Swoyle having to lose momentum, looking at McLaren, sideways through Paddock Hill Bend, keeps the grip, very aggressive. Oh, Chio doesn't wait. Again, is this Swoyle just patiently running a different strategy here? He's on old medium tyres, Chio on the softs. Oh no, and that looks like Swoyle with a huge off down into Graham Hill. Was it just 2 tyres on? I did mention it in the warm-up. It is. Just runs out of grip, and I don't think he holds it. No. I think he gets the 360 done. No. It's a nightmare for him. Bad luck to Swoyle. He had really poor luck in the first race. We saw him get caught in some incidents. Thank you, Terwin. Mediums are only mandatory for the starters, so these guys do not have to get onto medium tyres. That means they are fully in this race, with tyres being soft and super softs still to run here, depending on the strategy and the number of stops. It's a tyre-heavy circuit with this many laps. And speaking of, we've already got West diving in there from P2. Let's see where that brings him out. Now, is that Chio in? It's T5. T5 is in. Now we're going to see Fire cycle back through. He was a masterful runner on the tyres last week. We saw him look after. Is that him off? I think we've just seen Fire. Commentators cursed to the maximum. What on earth has happened here? We're on board. Somehow catching this on camera. Oh, it's just 2 wheels down. Identical situation to Swoyle in a different corner. Nightmare for our championship leader and, you know, one of the highest paced guys on the field. Shock moment for the race there, and we've got more offs. It's been such a clean race, and now everything is kicking off. So this is Tubber through Graham Hill Bend onto the back straight, which isn't really straight at all. It's going into the final bend. We've got Scanningham. Oh, it's contact. It's just contact and nowhere to go. And Scanningham doing the right thing. He knows there was a mistake, but oh, did it cause a massive hold up there for Chio and Axel? This is going to change the shape of the race. West, maybe as a result of all this, could have been a beneficiary, having basically stopped and just missed all the trouble. T5 comes back through into second. Good evening, Spazer. Good to have you in, dude. We are 24, nearly 25 laps into the Swedish Racing League Round 2. We've just seen some of the strong runners in Swoyle and Fire having major offs in the race, so no idea now how this is going to affect the lead runners. All I can say is T5 and Chio, if Chio is still in the running. We can't see him right now, so I'm going to hope he's made a pit stop. Chio is right at the back of things here. On fresh tyres with fuel, so I think that's a pit stop rather than drama. Let's hope so. Good to see you, Spazer. Thanks for joining us. Welcome everyone who's in here. It's great to have the audience for what is getting to be quite a rugged and hard to follow race. Axel, not on the ideal line there because Fire with the Beetles straight up the inside on the final bend. Has he got the run though into turn 1 to return the move? No, he's going to wait. Fire currently on the old soft tyres. Axel getting it all kinds of sideways, and that's Gravender, I think, who will take the position there. On the super softs as well. So we should see a charge here from Gravender. What tyres is our leader on? West out on the softs, 2.4 seconds to T5 Black. Now, T5 may be on a similar pit cycle to West. So West, has he benefited from T5 going in early and getting caught in traffic? Because there was a lot going on in the midfield. This is the Indy version, Spazer, yeah. So it's a very short lap. We're talking 40 to 50 second laps here. 43s were the qualifying pace. I'm imagining it's slightly less than that. I don't have the race data up at the moment. We're probably looking at 43s, 44s, 45s, depending where they are and what tyres they're running. So Egerlanders, Audi looking strong so far. We did see Fire earlier struggling in turn 1, getting 2 wheels down, losing a lot of time, so difficult to know where that shakes him out in the grand scheme. Egerland is having fresh tyres on too, whereas I believe Fire will owe a pit stop. And these two maybe not together on the road, nearly together on the road with Gravender there. Was there contact? Let's just check that incident. It looked like he managed to back out without too much drama there. Where to look, guys, where to look. This is our leader at the moment, the Jaguar of West. Only 2 seconds now to T5. Soft tyres for P1, soft tyres for P2. Both very level pegging. West carrying 2% weight after his success at Autopolis. Coming away second overall in the championship, I believe. Yeah, it's always an hour, as Terwin has said, unless it's a double sprint race. So we're not even half an hour in, we've got plenty left to go. I don't think that's the last time we're going to see a car with 2 wheels in the gravel. And Gravender having got through on Fire. And it happened way before turn 1, possibly at the back end of lap 28 there. Excellent work from the Ferrari. He is on the super softs, as we said, so kind of expect him to make the most of that, but look at him now already hunting Egerlanders. We may watch that gap develop. Coming out of the final corner, I can see a 3-car train in the form of Chio. Kind of in a sandwich there between the AMG running Scanningen, who's looking sprightly, looking for the 10th place from Chio. Chio equally is interested in Tubber here. Chio's on the softs, whereas Tubber there also on the softs. It's a fairly even fight. Possible track position fight at the moment. Ahead of this, we've got Stili Gadan in clean air, but no, I take it back. Kettinen only just ahead. Just out of camera shot there. Oh, and I was going to see if there was action. There is action. That is Chio going really deep into the final corner. Let's go on board just to see how that looked. That was a full code brown, so gets the exit out of Graham Hill Bend. Gets a bit of a run on the Audi here. Must have been a great leap through here. And what happens? Oh, the car just doesn't seem to want to stop. It wasn't Chio. I've no idea what we saw there. The replay looked like nothing anyway. Maybe it wasn't so dramatic. Keep your hair on, Frank. Yes, that is 80, minus the parade lap, that is 84 times having to navigate Paddock Hill Bend, turn 1. That corner never ever feels solid. You always feel grateful for getting it right, I think. So Gravender now clear of Fire for now. Still in slipstream range. He is a second off Egerlanders, not managing to press on the Audi at the moment. I was expecting maybe a little more pace. It's under a second now though. Are those super softs going to be enough? Cut to pole sitter T5. Now making a real charge on West. Looking slightly more comfortable with that. I think it's a ballast-free Beetle there. Oh, Lionessy, well thank you. I was very grateful for you being back, dude. Fire did go off at Paddock Hill. Yes, it was a pure mistake in the braking zone. Just got a tyre over the curb onto the loose gravel, and it was enough to drag the car off in an instant. I think this is a real statement from West here. He's He's shown pace at the end of last season, at the start of this season. He's a well-seasoned driver in the league, for want of a better choice of words. We've seen he's got great defensive ability as well. From memory, he really knows where to put the car, and I think he's going to need that now. Let's take a look back as T5 probably keen to make the most of the clean air ahead here. He doesn't want to be stuck burning tyres behind the Jaguar unless he needs to save fuel. Now, I'm not thinking that is going to be on his agenda at the moment. He does look into turn 1. Has he got enough on side? I think he might have it done, but West, squeezing him, really forcing T5 to kind of check himself there. No harm done. It's still close. I'll try and get you a replay of that turn 1, but I just want to see if there's any action down into Graham Hill Bend. Looks safe for a second. We're going to take a quick look. Let's give you the view from T5. He is alongside, thinks he's got it done. West managing to brake incredibly late and use the width of the track there. Impressive stuff. Has the move been made? No. So it's back over the start-finish line. It's a rerun. We're going to watch it from T5 this time. This is not a replay anymore, but are we going to see a similar move? No, he's going to wait this time. Is there a better exit? Out of Paddock Hill Bend, sideways from West. That's going to hamper his exit. He goes defensive immediately. Outside line for T5. It's a great effort, but there probably isn't enough momentum to hold that. Could have been worth a try, though, because it would give him the inside into the very awkward Graham Hill Bend, which is not really a too wide scenario in the best of days. Let's keep an eye on this battle for a while. There's fights going on through the field, but this is for the lead. These two both on a charge, both I believe on similar strategies. We've got slightly less fuel for West, but nothing really drastic to separate them, and that could be the move. And as we've seen before, West is finding incredible amounts of grit on that outside line, not feeling the need to chop the nose off T5. Very respectful stuff. And look, all of this is bringing Erdin into play, who miraculously recovers it. How on earth did he keep this? 2 wheels down. We've seen so many accidents in this race and in other races there. That was save of the day for me from Erdin. Now, how's the view from West? It is a very similar view again. It's T5. And look at the psychology here. Having been shown the door twice, and it kind of waved in his face, he knows better than to just send it into turn 1. West is deep, very deep into turn 2 at the hairpin. But again, that defensive confidence, slightly too much of the curb there. Has that ruined his exit? Unexpectedly, I think that's given T5 the window, but they're side by side. There's contact between the two, and neither driver off the road. Incredible stuff there. That could have been the end of T5's race in terms of the challenge for the lead. Both on soft tyres, Spazer at the moment. Look at the side by side. West just going a bit deep. T5. I mean, that's another contender for save the day because there isn't much space there. Now, does Erdin, back to the action, they're side by side. Erdin's got it done. Opportunistic move. We're going to have to go straight back into replay here, guys. We'll keep an eye at the end of this lap. We might be seeing West go into the pit lane. What a battle. Erdin frequently this race has shown no fear in terms of making it happen in the limited overtaking opportunities. I'm just going to try and get that for you. So it was down into turn 1, gets the move done, but West with an incredible run, looks like he's got it back. Clear favourite there, and look at the Beetle holding around the outside. Phenomenal stuff. And as I've said previously, there's your inside line to Graham Hill, and by that point West knows better than to cause an incident. And it looks like Erdin's held it. I always fear at this track that if I look away for a second, there's going to be another replay needed. We'll do a rundown of the field soon, guys. We're nearly at half the race gone. Just over half a race to go. Erdin now on the trail of T5 Black. West Needs to kind of hang on here. He doesn't have a strategic edge over the drivers ahead that I know of. I could be mistaken. Ah, but Erdin does have the super soft tyre. Now we can understand how he was able to hold such a line there. I thought it might just be ballast. So Erdin kind of going for broke here. He's got to make this tyre work. He can't afford to be stuck behind a soft runner because that will neutralise the tyre to a soft pace. We'll maybe watch for another half lap here. Can he get the move done? Maybe there's an opportunity into Paddock Hill Bend. We've got a pit stop. I can't track who that is at the moment. Probably just a scheduled pit stop there. Alright, this could be the lap for Erdin. He's on the tail. We'll go on board. It's Beetle on Beetle. They're not teammates. Different liveried cars here. I'm not biased at all, but I agree with you, Mr. Flynn. An orange car is nothing but awesome. No reason for me to say that at all. Apart from my orange Porsche, which is awesome. So it's T5 on softs, leading the way. Erdin kind of looks like a matter of when, not if, he's gonna send it. Watch out though for tyre wear. Those super softs are not gonna hang on long. They're almost at the same rate of wear as the softs are. So the longer this goes on, the more Erdin, as you can see by the fact the gap hasn't shrunk, Erdin's gonna just be stuck if he's not careful. Yeah, +1 for the Zingy Orange for sure. Look at that, struggling for grip outside of the hairpin, getting the power down. Rear wheel drive Beetle. We'll come back to it, we know it's coming. So it's Egerlanders in 4th in the Audi, 7.7 seconds behind here. Maybe on... He's got a lot more fuel, he doesn't have really fresh tyres, so I don't know how that's going to sit in terms of his race strategy at the moment. Kettinen, we haven't said much about Kettinen yet. Now keep an eye in front, we've got pit stops. Erdin's in, T5 is in, and West is in. If T5 comes out on the super softs now, is he going to have clean air? Kettinen also in. That's shaken Egerlanders out to the front. And he has got enough fuel to run a lot longer. So how does this work strategically? Is he actually going to be a really well-placed driver here, who's kind of managed to go on a complete split strategy to the field? Erdin sideways, has cut T5 black. He's made the move in the pits, as far as we know. And actually T5 coming out with less fuel. So Erdin, somehow or other, I wonder even if there was a mistake on the final corner, because the staggering difference coming out of the pits there shouldn't have been as intense. Oh, Terwin, let's see it, let's see it. I would love to see a Viper in here. I'm loving the manufacturers this season. It's such a contrast from last season, it's great. So West to cycle back up to 4th. We knew pit stops would shake things around, and he's got the super soft tyres now. So West is going to be the one on the charge. What tyres is T5 opted for? Just the softs. Erdin won't be on the super softs because he's used his one set. And Egerlanders just running the old softs at the moment. Now Fire is in P5. Well positioned after the mistake, but I think he may still owe a pit stop to the field. Difficult to say at the moment because the fuel level not exceptionally high. He has only half a stint there. Gravender 6th. Looks like some clean air. He's back behind Fire, having got ahead of him earlier in the race. His strategy may take him further into the stint though, so that could all change. Axel now recovering in 7th. We saw him have an off. Tubber, don't know if he had any situations, but him and Stilly Gadan, fantastic battle here. The P8, Kettinen. Hot on the tail of those guys, looking super aggressive. Aggressive almost to the point of contact, but he does back away to make sure nothing further happens. Right, there's the pit stop. That's Tubber in the pits. So Tubber further back at the moment. Another pit stop. All the guys at the back going into the pits. How is Swoyle doing? he had the unfortunate, one of the first to make a mistake today, unfortunately. 24 seconds off the group. But the way the group packs together means that if he's clear running, we know how fast he can be. We know he can make the time. 25 seconds is not by any means out of this race. And we've got Ernin managing to cut ahead of T5. T5 with less fuel in, but can he save some fuel? Potential for him to kind of iron out the gap here. It already looks like he's using a bit less fuel and Ernin in the lead beetle there. A mere 23 thousandths of a second kept you out of the top split, Terwin. That is nuts. Do you know what? Erdin had more fuel than T5 when they pitted. That explains a lot. So he actually had to fuel a lot less. It would have been him realizing those super softs basically weren't going to go much longer, maybe. Tough track on the super softs, I imagine. And according to Mixter, my usual co-commentator, not in favour of every driver here. Not all the drivers get on brilliantly with that tyre. So that's kind of something to know. Some guys do have better runs on the softs just because of the predictability. Yeah, I haven't done a livery since my orange Porsche because I was so pleased with it, to be honest. I kind of got it out of my system, but I'll be back to liveries before long. So we've still got a fight here between Stiligadan and Kettinen. Now Chio, a little quiet at the moment. Wondering if there's been something to knock him back in the order since we last saw him racing. We'll have to see whether his strategy brings him back to the top 5 later. He was a front row starter and he did take the lead into turn 1 and 2, so... Judging the fact that Swoyle is not a whole lot further back on the road, I'm wondering if Chio has run into some trouble. Speaking of trouble, we've got T5 Black now returning fire on Erdin by putting the pressure on. I think we're going to see another fight entail between these two. Is Erdin on for a potential podium here? Just going to look for Erdin's grid position. So yeah, Erdin starting P8, guys. That's a seriously good run so far. And yeah, absolutely, Mr. Flynn, the lobbies all run simultaneously. Yeah, so lobby B, lobby C are happening right now as we speak. So 3 lobbies worth of drivers all competing, and any of those drivers can appear in a lobby. It's all down to qualification every week. So it's not a fixed setup, which is kind of awesome because it introduces us to different drivers in the series, just depending on who, you know, who favours particular tracks and car combinations. Yeah, I know. It makes you want to have them all live, doesn't it? But please, we can bring you this one live. I think the guys are thrilled to have a broadcast again. It's a pleasure to help the SRL out and do this on a Monday night. So thanks to those guys for their support in giving me this commentary opportunity. It is my first effort at commentary as well, so you know, if there's anything I can do to make it even better for you guys, fire away in chat or let me know if it's all going alright. So the recovering fire currently only 6 seconds off the lead. We do, as you see, expect him to come in for some fuel soon, and he has been on the super soft, probably the recovery stint here to try and bring himself into contention. I thought T5 there had a look for the lead, but the gap is still half a second. Must be a frustrating running gap here, or is he just managing fuel to try and bring his disadvantage to Erdin back to level? Just a cup of coffee will do fine. I got you, MSX. Load up the coffee. We'll get that fancy coffee machine. We'll get the stream coffee cam. We'll do the lot. All to come. Termin, it's fantastic to have the broadcast. Thank you, dude. It's fantastic to have you guys racing. I love watching it. It's always good to watch, and the cameras here are just great. Like the directing of the spectating in Gran Turismo, huge props to the game for making this so good. I think it's kind of unrivaled in its cinematic approach, at least. So Egerland is now 2 seconds from Firefly. Going to have to pit, so that's going to promote Egerlanders into 4th. He's on super softs and has plenty of fuel to run yet, so this could be Egerlanders rejoining the lead cluster. However, that lead group, some of those may still owe the super soft stint towards the end. Gravender into the pits. We'll keep an eye as to where he comes out. Kettinen now cycling up to 6th. Steli Gadan 7th. Has pretty much been in a chain, those two together, for quite a while. Chio in 8th, Scanning in 9th. He's due a pit stop though, so Scanningen pretty solidly down in the top 10 at the moment. Axel holding P11. Looks like he's got the interest of Swoil though. Swoil needs no more motivation than to get the foot down. He's on fresher tyres and with more fuel, so look out for Swoil making as many recovery positions as he can. Now Tubber, a little way off the field here. Difficult to say, and am I right in saying the leaders are about to catch him? So we're going to see our first sign of lapped cars at the moment. I've just realised we've had tunes on the whole time. Let's kill that for now. We'll focus on the racing. So T5 has not made any more ground on Erdin. Is this a controlled race run? Managing the fuel, maybe looking after tyres. If we look at the fuel rates of both drivers now, Erdin just under a quarter of a tank. And yeah, I think we're seeing what was an advantage to Erdin is now being equalised by a very, very wily T5 Black here. Levelling the playing field. West kind of silently tracking on these guys. Although being on the super softs, maybe not managing to rein the gap in as much as you think, which kind of shows that tyre not optimal for all the drivers here. We're going to keep an eye on this lead battle because I would love to know if the addition of the blue flags is going to cause just a little bit of distraction. We've already got the Mercedes there scanning, and he's let them go quite cleanly, so no dramas. You're absolutely right, guys. Yeah, Flynn, for its age, it still holds its own as a game. The power of the visual side of the game is pretty unrivaled. So we're on lap 59. Something like 2/3 to 3/4 distance now. Possibly for the first time we've seen the race just take a short breather. But really it's all relative. There's another cracking battle. I'm going to see if I can quickly pick up on that. There we go. And it's Swoil has caught Axel. Let's go on board with Swoil. We know he's not had the perfect run. He lost a lot of time to the spin. So now this is all about gaining every position possible and maximising any mistakes that the guy in front might make. The more he can pressure that Peugeot, the more likely something could go awry. Into the hairpin. Takes a slightly wider line. Maybe looking to cut back. Get the acceleration down. It's not enough yet. Quick check on the leaders here. Still a bit of a stalemate. Still a patient game. Swoil, just as we look away, might have got his nose inside. Can he hold it down the start-finish straight? We'll try and get you a replay of the move itself, but we need to know if he's got the pace. That Peugeot really holding its own, but now although we've seen West defend, oh, Swoil all kinds of sideways, that's going to cost him up into the hairpin. 2x2 for half a lap now, and it has. And I think Axel's just managed to park it on the apex, get the car slowed down, and shut the door temporarily. Quick look at how this started. I think it's out of 30s if I'm not mistaken, and oh, I really forced the move, but it looked like the McLaren just struggling for grip on the exits there, and into turn 1. And we look away and Swoyle's gone again. What an earth. There is never a good time to look away from these boys. Same move, second lap later, and he just realizes, wow, I mean, Axel really would have had to slow down to block that, but fair play to Swoyle. He saw the opportunity, perfected it the next lap, and manages to hold the position importantly. Now we should see Swoyle showing strong pace and maybe making the gap on Axel, who doesn't appear to have a lot left to fight with yet. Now, as T5 Black has been patiently waiting behind Erdin, we've got a chasing West, finally bringing that gap down. He's taken nearly a second out of the leaders. Although, if either of those two leaders have got a super soft tyre left, I think T5 Black may have a super soft left in him yet. That could still sway the balance of this one. Patiently tracking Erdin, saving fuel, managing his car. They're going to have similarly timed pit stops at the moment, so what I believe could be their final pit stops based on stint times. However, that also depends on the tyre they choose to run. Kettinen holding on to 5th at the moment. His tyre's looking old, so I think he's going to get the interest of Chio. Now, we are seeing Chio's car rise back through the field, but Chio owns a pit stop. Definitely feel like something has happened to him there. He's got the interest of Fire in P7. Now we expect Fire having made a pit stop, so he is leaps and bounds ahead of Chio here. I'm wondering if Fire's got the run to the end now, and if he has, something in his strategy may just have put him back into contention for a top 5 at least. I'd be amazed for a podium because we saw him have the spin, but let's never rule this guy out. That would be a huge mistake. Is that Stilier Gadan? Yeah, tracking this group ahead. Let's go back to Fire. And I think we may have a chain of cars for the lead. Let's go and check in. We've got... No, West is still just off, so we've got the back marker in the leader's right. T5 first to blink. Erdin also blinked, and look how close their fuel levels are now. Erdin with the tiniest edge. West also pitting. So, who is going to come out on what tyres? Erdin looks like soft, super soft for T5 Black, but importantly behind Erdin. West follows out third. He's a second further back now. So, soft tyres, fuel. Somewhere in the third region, speaking roughly. Identical fuel for T5 Black, similar fuel for Erdin. All of these guys now pretty much on a raw pace run to the end. There isn't too much to split them apart from the super soft tyres of T5. However, can T5 make those last 20 laps of the circuit? I've not seen any stints go that long, but I'm not going to rule it out either. Or is T5 going to need to get ahead, make a gap, and make a dash for tyres? Now, if all cars need one more stop, that could be fascinating to see whether he continues on or not. Now, Fire cycling up to 4th and only 3.5 seconds off of West. He's kind of, since the one mistake we saw in Panic Hill, seems to have just put in a blistering recovery drive, and I don't know if that 6% ballast is going to give him enough of an edge on West, who only has a 2% ballast. Egerlanders in the Audi, fully fueled, has the tyres. My gut says these stops are going to take the guys to the end. I'd be surprised now if more stops are needed. However, I'm often wrong. We know anything can happen. Kettinen 6th. 7th, Swoyle seems to have made the strategy work to his advantage. He's got plenty of track time left. However, not sure if that's enough to get him to the end of the race. This is going to be tight. Can he make that car last? SSGr3 just about in clear air now, running in 8th. Chio in 9th. Has he got his pit stop done? He's on the super soft, so it's now recovery time for Chio. In 10th, Gravinder. The Ferrari, having started high, doesn't seem to have made quite the progress since that. Maybe shuffling back early on in the race has just cost him the pure track position. Axel in 11th, Scanningen in 12th, and Tubber. I think now, yeah, he's back up with these guys and does owe a pit stop, so I'm afraid Tubber looking like it is slightly off cycle here. We've got blue flags, so right on cue. Erdin. Right, fascinating development though here. Erdin on the soft tyres is managing to hold the attention of T5 Black. We know it's on the super softs. Somehow he's broken out of the slipstream and made it stick. So my comment earlier about the soft tyres being good for some drivers seems to be holding out. I'm staggered though here. This is real pace from Erdin. He is hooked up. And maybe unexpectedly has a clear run to sort of take the lead and take control of the race. Now it looks like he's approaching more lap traffic. We're on board with the leader for the lap. We're on board now. Lap 70 begins. 15 plus this one to go. It's about the most we've seen the field spread out, and that really is saying something, because there are still cars looking like battles are ensuing. I heard a bit of a thump there, but I think that might have been a sound glitch. I hope it was a sound glitch. Now, interesting, the back markers ahead do have a battle of their own going on. The blue flags are out, so they will have a limited time really before Erdin shows up to the party. We've got T5, a clear 5 seconds from West. A quick check on the gaps. West only 2.1 now ahead of the charging Fire. Good grief, Fire. I said he may not be on for a podium at the moment. I'm going to eat my words and say he is absolutely charging for a podium if he's got a car that will take him far enough in the race. So what a recovery if that's the case. I'm still astounded he's made that work. Does manage his tyres well, so maybe he's managed to reduce the number of stops in his race. Erdin now will be picking up a bit of the toe of that Mercedes. AMG, very powerful in a straight line. Also in its own toe from the Peugeot of Axel, which I think is P13 and 12 if I'm correct. P12 and 11, my bad. A whole train of cars awaits Erdin, outright leader of the race. First time we've really seen him stretch at the front of the field, especially this season at least. So staggering work here, really must be sensing the chance. And as with real GT racing, navigating not slower cars, but just the back running traffic more than anything. It's not as extreme as a multi-class endurance race. He is able to run at a pace with these guys, but are these guys checking their mirrors? There's no ghosting that I can see, and hopefully, ideally no ghosting to keep the realism level high here. It's all about, okay, it's a very, very respectful move there. Mercedes very cleanly stepping aside, really sacrificing a lot of time to the field, but managing to stay in the slipstream. So all the guys being careful not to get too involved. I can see a battle at the hairpin. Can we find it? It's Chio alongside SSGr3. Still side by side, halfway around the lap, 2 wheels down for SSGr3. Well held there. I'm going to get you the replay to see whether there was an early move, but there's too much action to take our eyes away for the moment. Chase cam on the wing here for Chio. Doesn't look like SRL has a return response at the moment. It's all down to this run. No, it's very tidy work. Let's quickly get a replay of what happened to cue this battle. So it's Chio on the inside. And SRL just goes for the bold outside move. It looks like he had it done. He has the inside line here. So how on earth did Chio make this stick? Just cuts back really smoothly. Chio being on the super softs, remember. So I think the grip of that car is going to be superior at the moment. However, T5 not managing to make the super softs gain too much on Erdin, who now has made ground on 11th place, I believe. That was Axel. Is there any more traffic to get around? It looks like... Is it Gravender back there? Yeah, Gravender in the Ferrari. Kind of in his own sequence at the moment. No battles in front or ahead. Head down for the Ferrari. Final 10 laps approaching. Any late pushes, final moves, this is where we're going to need to see them happen. Slightly more spread out field than we've seen. I think the relentless pressure on the tyres must be making it difficult to follow in the wings of another driver. It's 2.4 second lead for Erdin. Has he got the outright pace to hold this one? T5 now clear of the Mercedes. Still needs to clear Axel, so you can sort of visibly see the gap. Now Erdin is just ahead going into the hairpin, but I'm just wondering, have those Supersofts got enough life? They are going to make it to the end. I do think this car can run to the end, but it's really going to take some work here. West keeping third, but look closely behind. On board now. PR1 fire, double winner of the last race. Consent to podium. West now will be very aware of the monster in his mirrors. I'm not calling fire a monster. That is a monster branded car that we see. Down into Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, using all the track. I almost thought he'd used too much of the track, but he knows better than I do. West a little deep, almost sends fire deep, but I think that's just a way to get the late apex rather than going wide there. Getting a maximum run down the hill, Graham Hill Bend. Swiftly into the left, a bit of a lift. Looks like the dirty air causing instability. West now maybe just getting to the limit of the RX. I think I might have said Jaguars before. That's me thinking about last season too much. Sorry if I've confused anyone there. Definitely running the RX this season. Let's have a listen as we look back to fire. There is a little gaggle ahead. I'm just going to keep an eye on whether the leaders have closed up all of a sudden, or whether that is just lap traffic. It is just lap traffic, so the gap to Erdin looking secure at the moment. Not wanting to curse these guys. But Erdin here, really strong display. He just needs to keep it on the black stuff now. Fire under a second. The pressure on. This will be the battle to watch in the closing stages of the race. Already down to 6 laps to go, including the one we're on. We've got a cracking battle developing. Just to cut away quickly. Whilst we saw Scanningen really patiently give way with the blue flags, he is now, having stayed in the slipstream of the lead cars, he is onto the back of Axel, and I think these two are going to be battling it out for honours here. This is for P11, but they're fighting like it's for a podium. Fair play to the guys. Gravender in 10th. Chio running solidly 9th now. I think that's his run to the finish. Unless he's on some mad strategy. No, he's clean to go. Swoyle recovering to 8th. Decent job. Can only imagine what his race would have been without the mistake. I think him running wide took away one of the big battles of the race, which was unfortunate. SRL, very, very respectable run, but oh, he owes fuel. He owes fuel. I don't know if he's got enough. Is that 5 laps of fuel? I don't think it is. But for his sake, it would be fascinating to see if he can make that work. Kettinen 6th. In a bit of clear air. Egerlander's not too far down the road. 3.4 seconds ahead. Holding 5th. Looking good. Do you know, I'm wondering actually. SRL might just have enough. Some of these cars are hinting at low fuel now. Hoping nobody's short fueled. Never ever want that situation at the end of such a long race. We're on 82 of 85 laps. Down to 3 seconds for Erden now. We don't know if that's down to a mistake or just those soft tyres reaching their peak. Low fuel again. To all the guys hitting critical now. Have they judged it to perfection? The laps being so short here is probably going to feel exaggerated, which is why the low fuel will be ringing alarm bells, maybe more than they need to. The battle is still for the podium here, the closest fight on track at the top end of the grid. It's PL1 Fire. He's managed to catch West. We don't know if he's got enough left in the car and fuel. He's got older tyres than West. Those tyres really taking a hammering. Or if not older, I think that 6% ballast really, really not helping him. West has 2% weight increase. So of all the cars that Fire has a chance against, this is the one. There is traffic coming as well. Hopefully, as we've seen, the traffic won't really get involved. 2 more laps to go. Really, that's 1 full lap of any major full-size circuit. This is going to be close. Hold on to your hats, guys. Hold on to your helmets. Nah, let's stick to hats for that analogy. It sounds way cleaner. It's Fire. It's West in P3. The RX. Not the Jaguar as I previously called it. My season 13 head got in the way there. Is there a late move? Does Fire have it in him? Is it worth the move if both drivers were to, or if either driver was to end up off track? Egerlanders may have a jump here. Egerlanders with a brilliant 5th as he stands, and I think Egerlanders, well, he's got a fast charging Kettinen, so there are 2 battles to watch going into the final lap. We've got Erden clearing away 4.1 seconds. He's made some more ground on T5. We'll be looking at a solid second here if no mistakes. It's all ramping up. West looking like he might have the ground here. And Egerlanders, this is going to now be the closest battle. Kettinen sensing a 5th is on the cards. We will just have to pay attention to that. Let's give Erden credit where it's due. A brilliant run. We didn't see it coming. He's starting way down on the grid. 8th, I believe. Staggering finish. Takes the victory. Congratulations, Erden. I think that's the first win I've seen since I've been commentating. T5 with a cracking second. Nothing he could do. Those super softs did not have the pace he needed. West holds on from PR1 Fire. And here it is. Here's the battle we were looking for. It's going to go to the line. It's Egerlanders has got the position. I'll get you the replay, but let's watch it over the line. Has he got it? They're side by side. Egerlanders holds it. Egerlanders holds it. Congratulations to SRL. Swoyle recovers. I think he'll be happy with that 8th. Then we've got Chio coming across in 9th. Solid run, but maybe not what he'd have wanted from the front row. Grabiner in 10th. I might run out of time to get you this replay. I am running out of time. I can't get you it. But I wanted to give the guys their credit over the line. You've got to show it. What a win. Erden there in the Mario outfit, showing absolutely unrivaled run there. Only T5, the surviving car, really. I think, I dare say, every other front runner came into some form of trouble there. Mario takes it in the full suit. 2 Beetles, 3 Beetles in the top 4 and 4 Beetles in the top 6. How about that? Still a strong car despite the BOP, despite the weight carried. I have to say, shout to West there with a 2% deficit with the Mazda. secures a podium. I think strategy. He and Erdin and Egerlanders, I think, went on a slightly different strategy at the start and really made that stick. 50 bits thrown in for the win.
Erdin for the win, raising hands, light skin tone, raising hand, light skin tone.
The raising hands doubled. Thanks, Mr. Flynn. I've got to find a way for that bot, for our Flucidonia, as she's called by Speed, to stop reading emotes. Kettenen 6th, great run in the end. Stilly Gadan, both Mazda teammates having a great race. Swirl recovered. NSX throwing down the 100.